So let's read through here. We're going to read Matthew 5, verses 13 to 16. You are the salt of the earth, but if a salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. This is a metaphor that Jesus uses to describe his followers. And really importantly, it's to describe you and I. Jesus calls us to be salt and light. He calls you and I to be salt and light. We have to acknowledge today that here in Jesus' most famous sermon, and here today, Jesus says that you are the salt of the earth and light of the world. So it's time to dispose of those lies. It's time to dispose of the lies that you have believed about yourself, and it's time to reclaim the truth. A lot of people have been living under some baggage and chains. It's time to dispose of the lies and reclaim the truth about who God says you are. What possible influence can a Christian described by Jesus, aka the people we seek to become, exert in this cold, dark, and tough world? And he calls them, and he calls us, the Summit Church in Sault Ste. Marie, to be the salt of the earth and light of the world. You know, it's interesting. In defining the nature and influence of a follower of Christ, and Jesus resorted to two domestic metaphors, salt and light. And every home, however poor, had these in their possession, salt and light. These were indispensable household commodities. Several commentators quote Pliny's dictum that nothing is more useful than salt and light. The need for light is obvious. We'll get into that later. But salt, however, had a variety of uses. It was both a condiment, right, for taste, but it was also a preservative, preserved things. It seems to have been recognized from time immemorial as something that was pivotal, essential in a community for diet and for seasoning food. Jesus is telling us that our lives are like salt. We're different. We're distinct. We're set apart. And this would mean that we are holy. We live righteously, different than the world. Salt also creates thirst. People can't help but taste and see that the Lord is good and want to come back for more. Next, light. Light is a visible influence. It's a visible influence. You are the light of the world, like a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and then puts it under a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone there. In the same way, let your good deeds shine out for all those to see, so that everyone will praise your heavenly Father. Jesus is the light of the world, and us too. We are meant to shine Christ within us, to light up the darkness around us. A world, by implication, again, another implication that Jesus has, that is dark, that is in darkness. And Jesus talks about two sources of light here, right? A city on a hill and a lamp. It seems to me that good works here is a general expression to cover anything and everything you do as a Christian. It's all a light. Every outward and visible manifestation of the Christian faith, that's the light. In the Bible, light has always been a symbol of holiness or hope or goodness or knowledge, and in this and all-encompassing truth. It's a revelation of God, light. It's symbolic of that. But ultimately, I want to focus on its symbolic nature as truth. Surely, a Christian's light must encompass their testimony. A Christian light must encompass their evangelization, telling others of the good things that God has done, the good things that they've seen, and inviting people onto this journey into a community that loves Jesus and is chasing after healthiness and holiness and wanting to make a difference in this world instead of sitting down or sitting in front of a TV and doing nothing. D.A. Carson says something so profound, and I just have to read it to you. It's so beautiful. Christians have lost the vision of witness, but in better days and in other lands, the faithful and divinely empowered manifestation of the good news has so transformed men and women that they become lights to the world, willing to shine a light in the darkness of the world. And the darkness was alleviated, not perfectly, but this, I submit, has always been the pattern and desire of Jesus. He's less concerned with personal prestige. And this was a hard hitter for me. Less concerned with personal prestige and more concerned with the norms of the kingdom. Light also dispels darkness. The Word gave life to everything that was created, and His life brought light into everyone. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. Light implies a revealing. It implies an illumination. And light also exposes darkness. And darkness, again, metaphorically, is a lot. Light exposes the sinfulness in our hearts and illuminates a way to be saved from it.